Shalom, Israel. Give honor to the Most High. That's like the house shot. We are the Battle Axes coming at you with another Monday night class, a Monday night dine-in where we don't dine with the swine. But we always give praise, honor, and glory to our Maker for giving us the allowance to be amongst the living. Like we said, them deaf angels out there doing their job, man. And it's a blessing to be amongst the living these days, man. You don't know when your grace runs out. You know, when your calling is come to not. You know, we don't know when it's time to give up the ghost. So while we have this opportunity, we want to always give praise, honor, and glory to our Maker by what? Getting knowledge of what he wants, getting knowledge of the Bible, understanding the laws, that the commandments that he gave us, remembering our forefathers, what they fought for, the lies that we've been inherited, all these things. We have to break down these things, man. That's how we show the Most High favor for showing us favor, you know, to be obedient. You know what I'm saying? It's way better than sacrifice now. Today's class, we're going to the day of wrath, not hugs and kisses. Because that day, it's not going to be a great day for a lot of people. It's going to be a terrible day for many people. But people walking around with this earth thinking it's all fun and games, not knowing that when the Most High sent his son Christ back, it's game over. Ain't no more trying, ain't no more seeking. It's now judgment that comes after that. So today's class we're going to the day of wrath, not hugs and kisses, to try to, you know, edify and actually try to put a fire up on the brothers, man. You know, to want to get this thing right, because we don't know the time. We don't know the day nor the hour, man. Only the Most High knows that. So we want to put a fire up on the brothers, man, and exhort brothers to what? Try to do good works, right? Persuade brothers to try to do the works, do the first works, man. Like I said, honor to brothers out there pushing this truth, man, all around the four corners of the earth, man. Sisters being humble, submissive, dressing modestly. Like I said, brothers and sisters being a true light to the world, to the nation of Israel. That is exactly what the Most High is looking for. You know, being a sacrifice, man. An ultimate sacrifice by sacrificing our bodies and ourselves to show the world the true light that they need. First precept we'll pull today. Let's go to Nehemiah 1:5. Nehemiah chapter 1, verse 5. Yeah.
It's the book of Nehemiah, chapter 1, verse 5. And said, I beseech you.
In fact, let's start at 3. Like that.
Verse 3. And they said unto me, the remnant that are left of the captivity, there is the province, are in great affliction and reproach.
So the remnant that was left of the captivity said they were in great affliction, man. That's what we are right now. As children of Israel, being criticized and ridiculed by this nation. You know, people coming up to you. I know them friends name, and you ain't doing that. You ain't better. You ain't special. You know, we're being ridiculed each and every day in our captivity, man. Right? We know
the wall of Jerusalem also is broken down, and the gates thereof are burned with fire.
So the wall of Jerusalem, our leadership, you know what I'm saying? What we have as a protection, we have that no more, man. They've been broken down, man. In this captivity right now, we are in affliction, man. We give our praise and honor to the Most High for that, man. Read it.
And it came to pass, when I heard these words, that I sat down and wept and mourned certain days and fasted and prayed before the God of heaven.
So these are the things that help us in our affliction, man. Mourning, right? Mourning for a time, knowing that the mourning is not forever. You know, that's how you fall into what's the word I'm always looking for? People in they're down on themselves all the time, man. When people, well, I don't know why I'm forgetting the words like this. When somebody is damn, words be on my butt, boy. When people ain't in the right state, man, depression, man. Is that what you said? I ain't hear you. I feel like my bad, man. When people are in depression, man, it's because they mourn and they weep on things, or they tend to worry about things more than they should, right? He said certain days, you know, might say I mourn, right? Certain days I fasted, right? These are the ways that we get off this affliction in this captivity, man. And certain days I pray. But you know, we should pray every day, man. These are the things that help us cope with our affliction in this time. Read.
Verse 5, and said, I beseech thee, O Lord, God of heaven, the great and terrible God.
What kind of God is he?
The great and terrible God.
The great and terrible God. Nehemiah said, I beseech thee, O Lord, God of heaven, the great and terrible God. The Most High has a lot of names, but he has two names in this instance, particular instance, and it's terrible, great. And we know these are two opposite adjectives, right? These are two opposite, terrible and great. They are opposite, man. You're like, how can the Most High be terrible and great? We'll show you today, because it's going to be terrible for a lot, but only great for a few, man. Right? And we know that few is going to be those that abide by the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. Read that again, man.
Verse 5 from the top, and said, I beseech thee, O Lord, God of heaven, the great and terrible God, that keepeth covenant and mercy for them that love him and observe his commandments.
So, man, that's a clear cut for Israel, for brothers and sisters, man. Christians, he said, the great and terrible God that keepeth covenant and mercy for them that love him. See, even the covenant is not for all Israel, right? It's only for Israel that loves the Most High God. How do you love him? He's specifies that keepeth covenant and mercy for them that love him and observe his commandments. We already know the Christians, they don't observe the Most High God commandments. We already know any other religion or nationality outside of the children of Israel do not observe the commandments of the Most High. They might try to take some, replicate some of our stuff, but it's not the commandments of the Most High God that they're doing, right? So it tells you the covenant is only for those of Israel who love the Most High God. You know, Proverbs 8:17 all day. I love them that love me. What the Most High God is saying. Everybody want to talk about God is all love. That's a lie, man. I can't stand when people say that, man. God is love, but God is not all love. God was he is a merciful God, man. Christ was a merciful high priest, right? But they're not just that. They are Christ. You also see in the scriptures, Christ was an austere man. You also see that the Most High God did some great and terrible things, man. Right? So we got to get an understanding. That's one scripture, man, that'll cut all that. God is all love. Nehemiah said he gave honor to the great and terrible God. Right? Let's go to Sirach 43:29. Praise.
This book of Sirach, chapter 43, verse 29.
Bring it out.
The Lord is terrible and very great.
Read that again.
The Lord is terrible and very great.
It says the Lord is terrible and very great. Man. Saying the same thing, man. People tend not to understand, well, how can he be terrible and great, man? Like we said, he has an austere side and he has a merciful side, man, right? He has compassion. He's a compassionate God. He is. But if you mess with him, if you play with him, right, he's going to show you that austere side of him, man. Right? Read that again.
Verse 29 from the top. The Lord is terrible and very great, and marvelous is his power.
And marvelous is his power. That has to be marvelous power for you to have a name of terrible and great. That's a marvelous power you got behind you. To be classified as terrible and great. You gotta have some marvelous power behind you, man. You gotta do some things that ain't been done before. Some things that ain't been seen before. I don't know anybody being depicted in their lifetime as having two opposite attitudes, right? Never like this before, anyway. They'll say, well, he's soft and sweet. Oh, he's lovable and kind. But if you miss one, but they ain't never said, oh, he's terrible and great. Right? This is only for the Most High God, man. Because he is a terrible and great God, man. Let's go to Habakkuk 3:13. Matter of fact, before we go there, let's go to 2 Timothy 1:3 first. 2 Timothy 1:3.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 1, verse 3.
Bring it out.
I thank God, whom I serve from my forefathers.
You say, I thank God from whom I serve for my forefathers, man. Read that again, man. People gotta understand that's heavy. I what?
Verse 3 from the top. I thank God, whom I serve from my forefathers. With pure conscience.
With what?
With pure conscience.
With pure conscience, man. We already know Paul is writing, man. He's writing to Timothy, man. And he says, I thank God, whom I serve from my forefathers, man. We always got to revert back to our forefathers, man. When you go in opposite of the forefathers of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, David, Samuel, right? When you go opposite of these brothers, man, you off. You going on. He said, I thank God, whom I serve from my forefathers, man. We always got to look back on our forefathers and remember the things that they did. The good, keep. The bad, throw it away, right? Read on.
That without ceasing, I have remembrance of thee in my prayers, night and day.
Without what?
Without ceasing.
Without ceasing, man. That means endeavoring. Each and every day, he said he prayed, man. He said, without ceasing, I have remembrance of thee in my prayers, man. We got to honor the Most High God daily and nightly, man, without ceasing, man. When you get that job, when you don't get that job, when you get to work, when you don't make it to work because you had a wreck, when you get the money, when you don't get the money, without season, man, we got to thank the Most High God in every season, man, right? Remembrance of thee in my prayers night and day, man. Right? Thank him for laying down. Thank him for waking us up, man. Thank him for making it to school. Thank him for making home. This is what we have to do. This is what Paul is saying. Read out.
Greatly desiring to see thee.
Read that again.
Greatly desiring to see thee.
That's heavy, man. Do people desire to see the Most High God, man? Have you ever heard somebody say, I desire to see the Most High God? Paul said, I am desiring, man. Desiring, with greatly desiring, man, to see the Father, man. These are attributes we got to have within ourselves, man. You know, we can talk a good game. We can wear fringes, you know, beards, you know what I'm saying? We can show love to one another, sisters, doing things together. We're not going out, whatever the case may be. But who is greatly desiring to see the Maker, man? Something we got to deal with, man. You got to think about that, man. Do you want to see the Most High God? We already know that the children of Israel, they definitely didn't want to see him, right? Because of the great and the terrible act that he performed and showed upon them with Moses, man. Now, Moses, you go. No, we don't want to see him. But we know we're gonna get these new bodies, man, if we keep the faith, man. And we want to see the Most High God, man. I want to see this powerful God, man. This one that made me breathe, that gave me life, that gave me opportunity in my life to change. I want to see him, man. Who do you really want to see God? Read verse 4 again. That's heavy, man.
Verse 4 from the top. Greatly desiring to see thee.
Greatly desiring to see thee, man. Meditate on that, brother and sister. Read on.
Being mindful of thy tears.
Being mindful of thy tears, read.
That I may be filled with joy.
That I may be filled with joy, man. Through the struggle that we've been going through, if it's been, you've been in the truth 3 months, 2 weeks, 4 years, 8 years, 7 days, 6 nights, no matter what the case may be, the effort that we have been putting into it, you want to get it out of it, man. You want to see who you've been trying to change your life for, right? You want to see who you've been fighting for in this world, who you've been going against this wicked kingdom for, man. What Paul said, man, put that on your mind, man. Greatly desiring to see thee, man. We want to see Yahweh. We want to see Yahweh by Yahweh shot, man. We want to see the Father and the Son, man. Right? Read on.
When I call to remembrance the
unfeigned
faith that is in thee, which dwelt first, and thy grandmother Lois, and thy mother Eunice, and I am persuaded that in thee also.
So, like he said, man, in verse 1, I have remembrance of thee in my prayers, man. Greatly desiring to see thee, man. He said, I call to remembrance the unfeigned faith that is in thee. He said, this faith I'm calling it comes from old time. From my grandmother, right? From my mother. This is the faith that we've been trying to push, man. That true faith, man. So we want to see the Most High and see his Son, man. Right? Read on.
Wherefore, I put thee in remembrance that thou stir up the gift of God, which is in thee by the putting putting on of my hands.
He said, wherefore I put thee in remembrance. We always got to go back to remembering, man. Not forgetting. Esau loves for us to forget. Putting on the remembrance that thou stir up the gift of God which is in thee. How do you stir up the gift of God that is in you? By what? Scripture just said it. By the putting on of my hand. That means by the what? What you do with your hand? The work, man. By doing the work. That's how we put that remembrance, man. By doing the work of our forefathers, man. Right? Putting that work in, man. Our brothers and sisters did, man. We were looking back at Isaiah, looking back at Jeremiah, man. Looking back at Hosea, man. We want to put in the work. Said, read that part again. Read 6 again.
Verse 6 from the top. Wherefore I put thee in remembrance that thou stir up the gift of God, which is in thee, by the putting on of my hands.
By the putting on of my hands. I don't know why Christians don't think you ain't got to put in no work, man. You have to put in work, and it's true. But Paul said he wanted to see him, right? We all want to see him. But Habakkuk said he didn't want to see that day. Paul said, I want to see the maker. What he say? Greatly desiring to see you. But I don't know if you want to see that day. Right? That day of wrath and not that day of hugs and kisses. Let's go to Habakkuk right quick, chapter 3. Man. Habakkuk say, yeah, I want to see you. I don't want to see that day, though. Now, if you look back on your forefathers and the prophets, man, our kinsfolk and kinsmen, man, the things that they went through back in their captivity, man, prophesying up to today, saying that they don't want to be around in the day of vengeance, man. There's going to be some things that we ain't going to want to see, man. Everybody think it's all fun and game, but it's all fun and game to somebody get hurt. Back said, I don't want to see that day. It's going to be a problem, man. Go ahead when you get there, all right? Habakkuk 3 and start at 13.
It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 3, verse 13. Thou wentest forth for the salvation of thy people, even for salvation with thine anointing.
Even with the salvation of thine anointing. And we know the anointing is Israel. You can read down to Isaiah 61 and 1. You can go to Luke 4, 17, man, 18 and on down. Read out.
Thou woundest the head out of the house of the wicked.
It says, thou woundest the head out of the house of the wicked by what?
By discovering the foundation unto the neck.
He said, by discovering the foundation unto the neck. Habakkuk said, you wounded the house of the wicked, man. We know that the wicked evildoer is not going to make it to the kingdom, man. We know this, man. 1 Corinthians 6 and 9 lets us know, man. These wicked doers, fornicators, idolaters, right? They won't make it to the kingdom, man. Read on.
Salah. Verse 14. Thou didst strike through with his staves the head of his villages. They came out as a whirlwind to scatter me.
Because the heads of the villages, who was the heads of the villages back in Roman time, man? The scribes and the Pharisees, man. What were they doing? They were being hypocrites, man. Talking about it but not doing it. So we know a lot of times the heads are the ones that went off. A lot of the kings of Israel went off, right? Saul was the head. He went off, man. Right? Josiah, Joachim, Rehoboam. These brothers went off, man. The heads a lot of time, because that's why Proverbs 29 and 12 say, if a leader talking the lies, the whole congregation is wicked, right? Because that's our head. That's what we follow. If a husband is wicked, then guess what? Who else wicked? The wife and who else? Children. The damn children. It falls down in order. It goes like that. Right? Read on.
Their rejoicing was as to devour the poor secretly.
Because their rejoicing was to devour us secretly. Now they not doing it in secret no more. They are open with it now. So they was trying to do it secretly back then, but it's the number that they put on us throughout each captivity. Now it's to the point where they don't got to do it secretly no more. They'll put it right in your face, and you'll be like, "Oh yes, sir, boss. Yes, sir, master. Oh yes, you sick, I sick, right?" So they don't got to do it secretly no more. But this is what they were doing. Read on.
Thou didst walk through the sea with thine horses.
He said, "Thou didst walk through the sea with thine horses." Read on.
Through the heap of great waters.
The heap of great waters going into, guess what? Exodus period, man. Right? You open up that Red Sea for our people, man. Read on.
When I heard, My belly trembled.
He said, my belly trembled. Read on.
My lips quivered
Uh-huh.
at the voice.
He said, my lips quivered at the voice. Read on.
Rottenness entered into my bones.
Rebecca said, rottenness entered into my bones. Man, read on.
And I trembled in myself.
Uh-huh.
That I might rest in the day of trouble.
That I might what?
That I might rest in the day of trouble.
That he might rest in the day of trouble. When the Most High send them chariots, man, come back, and that the legions of angels, man, right? I'm talking about, man, it's going to be a great and terrible day, man. In the day of trouble, Rebecca said he didn't want to be there. He said, rottenness entered in my bones, man. Seeing these things, man. Getting the understanding, man. Seeing the visions of what is going to occur in the end game, man. The day of wrath, not the day of hugs and kisses, right? If it was the day of hugs and kisses, would Rebecca be talking about rottenness in his bones because of hug? Huh? Would he be talking about he's troubled if it was a day of hugs and kisses? What on? Read on.
When he cometh up unto the people, he will invade them with his troops.
He will invade them with his troops, man. When you invaded, that means you took over, right? I mean, troops, you just got angels from left and right, up and down, north and south, east and west with his troops, man. Rebecca said, I ain't want to see that, man. You're going to see brothers' face peeling off their bones, man, right there, man. That's the kind of nuclear warfare, dude. Right? We want to be a Psalm 91 and only see it, though. We don't want to have it actually happen to us. Hopefully, the Most High God, if we are in that time frame or see that day, then guess what? We be Psalm 91 and we only see it. Right? Bombs flying by left and right, but it don't attack you. But it don't touch you. That's the faith that we got to have. That's the spirit that we need to be in, man. Right? Let's get another count. Let's go to Jeremiah 4. It is
14, 13.
Oh yeah. Job did say the same thing, man. Go ahead and get that out. Let's get that.
This is the book of Job, chapter 14, verse 12.
We'll go to Job 14 and 12 first, man.
So man lieth down and riseth not, till the heavens be no more. They shall not awake, nor be raised out of their sleep. Oh, that thou wouldest hide me in the grave.
Job said, oh, thou wouldest hide me in the grave, man, right? Read on.
That thou wouldest keep me secret until thy wrath be past.
He said, keep me secret until the day is over with, man. Bring me up after the destruction that happened, man. This is what Job is even saying. All the affliction that Job went through, right? All the problems that Job occurred, he still said, man, I don't want to see this kind of problem. I don't want to see these kind of days, right? So Job said, man, I wish that you hide me in these days, man. Right? Don't bring that to me, man.
Said that thou wouldest appoint me a set time and remember me.
Yeah, just bring me back at a set time and a good time after everything is done, Father. I mean, if it's your will. I mean, we're going to say your will be done. If you bring me through that day, I'll praise it to the Father, man. I don't care about seeing. But we just showing you a counsel how terrible those days are going to be, man. Right? You appreciate it. Let's go to Jeremiah now, 4 and 19.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 19. My bowels.
Jeremiah said, my bowels. Read on.
I am pained in my very heart. My heart maketh a noise in me.
Jeremiah said, my heart, I'm pained in my heart, man. Right? This ain't no hugs and kisses right here. Read on.
I cannot hold my peace, because thou hast heard, O my soul, the sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war.
He said, I cannot hold my peace. I have heard, O Lord, my soul, the sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war. You know, them alarms gonna go off, man. You know, that alarm was to alert brothers and sisters that war was coming, man. This great day, man. Jeremiah said, my bowels, man, my bowels, my stomach. Man, I got the big G's, man. What Chris Tucker say when them boys got to him trying to kill him? Man, I gotta go to the bathroom, man. I ain't feeling so good, man. He said, come back. Yeah, you better come back for this, man. So Jeremiah is even saying, man, read on.
Verse 20, destruction upon destruction is pride.
Destruction upon destruction, man. Damn, you ain't have to say it but once, right? Jeremiah said destruction upon destruction, man. That's gonna be some. That's gonna be some unseen things, man. Destruction upon destruction. It's already destruction once. You gonna destroy destruction? That's basically what he's saying, right? Read on.
For the whole land is spoiled. Suddenly, for my tent spoiled.
Read on.
And my curtains in a moment.
So we know that sound of alarm is going into, that trumpet is going into sound of alarm for war, right? So we want to make sure that we are ready in this day. It's not going to be a day of hugs and kisses, brothers and sisters. I promise you that. Let's go to Zephaniah right quick, man. Now we'll start at 14. I was going to bring that out, but I'm going to.
This book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, verse 14. The great day of the Lord is near.
Bring that again.
The great day of the Lord is near.
The great day of the Lord is near, man. The great day of the Lord is near, Israel. That's what we are doing, man. We're trying to put a fire in the brothers and sisters to get them in the right spirit to moving accordingly up to the Bible, man. And not according to this world. The great day of the Lord is near. Read.
It is near and hasted great. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty men shall cry their bitterly.
Read that again.
The mighty men shall cry their bitterly.
Even the mighty men shall cry their bitterly in that great day, man. The hammer, Judas Maccabees, right? Man, it's gonna be something he ain't never seen. Nehemiah and all his strength, man. The real Nehemiah, man, right? Yeah. Yeah. Even he gonna be in crying in that day, man. Right? He's a mighty man, David, man. Small in stature, but what? He pack a lot of power. These are mighty men that are gonna be bitter, crying there bitterly, man, in that day, man. That great day, man. Right? Read on.
That day is a day of wrath.
Read that again.
That day is a day of wrath.
That day is a day of what?
Of wrath.
Of wrath. Not a day of hugs and kisses, but a day of wrath. Why in the hell is Nehemiah and Judas Maccabees not gonna be crying, man? Jonathan, man. Dashing, man. Why they gonna be crying bitterly for a day of hugs and kisses, man? It's a day of wrath that they ain't never seen before. All the bodies that they got, man. All the contentions that Nehemiah had to do, all the knocking Negroes out that Nehemiah had to do, right? All the submission that David had to put these other nations in, man, right? And they still are gonna be weeping bitterly in that day, man. It says a day of wrath, read on.
A day of trouble and distress.
A day of trouble and distress, man. Read on.
A day of waste and desolation.
Read on.
A day of darkness and gloominess.
A day of darkness and gloominess, man. Read on.
A day of clouds and thick darkness.
A day of clouds and thick darkness. Read on.
A day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities.
Read that again.
A day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities.
Like you said, we just read it. A day of the trumpet, man. I mean, it's going to be war, right? This day is going to be war. Trumpets against the fenced cities. Read that again.
A day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities. And against the high towers.
And against the high towers. Read on.
And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust.
Their blood shall be poured out as dust. Read.
And their flesh as the dung.
And the flesh as the dung, man. Read 16 again, man.
Verse 16 from the top. A day of the trumpet.
Matter of fact, read 15. We got some precepts, man. I'm just saying, let's go to 15. Read it all up.
Verse 15 from the top. That day is a day of wrath. A day of trouble.
Read on.
And distress. A day of wastes and desolation.
Wastes and desolation. Read on.
A day of darkness.
Now, a day of darkness. We know the daytime is what? It's light, right? This day is going to be a day of darkness, man. Go to Joel right quick. Joel 2 and 30. We'll read 30 and 31. Man. Somebody took it. Yeah, I know it, man. They'll get back to you. Joel 2 and 30.
It's the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 30. And I will shew wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire,
Uh-huh.
and pillars of smoke.
Blood, fire, and pillars of smoke. It's gonna be so much destruction. There's gonna be nothing but smoke filling the whole world, man, the whole air, man. You're not gonna be able to see the clouds. You're gonna see clouds of smoke, man. From things getting burnt, man. Nukes hitting everywhere, man. Angels and chariots dropping bombs like weight, man. Come on, man. Not playing no game, man. Right, read up.
Verse 31. The sun shall be turned into darkness.
So that day gonna be a day of darkness because the sun is gonna be blotted out, man, from all the smoke that's gonna be occurring in that day, man. That's why it says it's gonna be a day of darkness, right? Read on.
And the moon into blood before the great and the terrible day of the Lord come.
Giving you another account, man, why it's gonna be a day of darkness, man. So the moon will be turning to blood, man. The sun into darkness because of all the smoke that the nukes will go bounce and hit out, man. Go, you know, like remember, like the atomic bomb, right? You see everything just clouds just everywhere, man. You can't see nothing, man. Even what's the great day they love to call? Esau love to talk about in New York, 9/11. Remember how that so-called building fell and you had nothing but dust, you can't see nothing? It's gonna be 100 million times worse than that, right? That's why it's gonna be a day of darkness and gloominess, man. A day of clouds and thick darkness. That cloud is gonna be the smoke, which everything is gonna be melted from, man, right? Let's go back to Zephaniah and read verse 16.
This book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 16. A day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers.
A day of the trumpet, man. Go to Joel 2:2. Matter of fact, you can start at 1.
It's the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 1.
Bring it out.
Blow ye the trumpet in Zion.
Read it again.
Blow ye the trumpet in Zion.
Blow the trumpet in Zion. It's about to go down. It's about to go down. Read on.
And sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
And sound the alarm for the people. Let them know it's here. Read on. Ain't no more getting it ready. It's coming as a thief. When that trumpet go out, ain't no more trying to get ready. Read on.
Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord coming, for it is not at hand.
It said let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, man. They're going to tremble at these great works of the Lord, man. Right? Read on.
A day of darkness.
Read that again.
A day of darkness.
Saying the same thing. A day of darkness. Read on.
And of gloominess.
A
day of clouds and of thick darkness.
It said a day of darkness and gloominess. Saying the same thing we just read, right? A day of clouds. Read on.
As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There had not been ever the light.
It had never been the light. This day of wrath is going to be a day that has never been the light. All the wars that our elders and our forefathers and kinfolks went through, it's nothing gonna be compared, man. Marching around the walls of Jericho, coming out of Egypt, the Most High God. This day is gonna be a day like nothing like, right? Read on.
Neither shall be any more after.
And ain't gonna be no another day like it after. Ain't gonna be a day like it before nor after. This is gonna be the day of wrath, man. Read on.
Even to the years of many generations.
Read on.
A fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burning.
Fire in the front, behind this flame. Right? Read on.
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them.
The land is as the Garden of Eden because it's gonna be desolate, right? There's gonna be nobody around after that day, man. Only the children. So we gonna go where? Beam me up, Scotty. Right? We headed back to the wilderness. It's gonna be a desolate land, right now.
And behind them, a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them.
And nothing shall escape them. Let's go back, man. So you see that day of the trumpet, sound of the trumpet. And the alarm is going into the same thing, man, warning the children of Israel. This is the day that we're blowing the trumpet right now to warn Israel of that true trumpet that's gonna blow, man. We just got this little small trumpet, you know what I'm saying? We just got we went up to Skyline High School, you know what I'm saying, for they trumpet, man. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing compared to the trumpet that's gonna come that day, though. Right? Read it again, 17.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, verse 17. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord.
Read on.
And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung.
As the dung. Let's go to First Thessalonians. In their flesh as the dung. Go to First Thessalonians chapter 5. First Thessalonians 5 and start again.
It's the book of First Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 1.
Bring it out.
But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
He said, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. You ain't gonna have no need then. You better get it right now. Right? He said, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. You know that you need to get your butt ready right now. You know this. The scriptures show us that we need to get ourselves right now. He said, you know perfectly that the day of the Lord cometh as a thief in the night, man. Right? Read on.
Verse 3. For when they say shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
So they shall say what?
Peace and safety.
Peace and safety. And then what comes?
Then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
Then sudden destruction come upon them, man. Go to 2 Peter right there. 3 and 10. For you yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. We know that, man. We know nobody knows the day of the hour. Christians even tell you that. No man knows the day of the hour of the Lord. Well, then you better get your butt right now, man. Well, stop playing then, man. But it's going to be a day of wrath, man. And not hugs and kisses. Read this. 2 Peter 3 and 10.
This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 10.
But
the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, and the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
In which the heavens will pass away with a great noise. And we know what the Matthew 5 and 17, man, say. That's a heaven and earth pass, man. They got to precept these things, man. He said in this great day, the heavens going to pass, right? This is going to be when everything is fulfilled. Read on.
And the element shall melt with fervent heat.
The elements, man, the things made of the world, you know, the rock, all the, you know, people love to talk about it. I know the, what's the chart they got with all the stuff? The something table. Periodic table, yeah. They love to talk about this and that and that. Well, all the elements on that damn periodic table go burn that day, man. Every single one of them. If you know them, know that it's going to burn too, right? Read on.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
With fervent heat. Read on.
The earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
Read that last one again.
The earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
The earth also, man. Matthew 5 and 17 to heaven and earth pass, man. This is going to be when heaven and earth pass. Not one jot or one tittle shall in a way, in any wise depart from the law, man. We got to keep the law until that horn, to that alarm sound, man. And even after that, we're going to get new bodies to still keep the law. Because then we're going to be in with the second covenant, right? Then we're going to know how to keep the laws in our minds, man, right? Without having to teach each other, man. So that great day of the Lord, man, that day of the Lord comes as a thief in the night, man. That's a precept to 1 Thessalonians 5 and 2. Let's go back. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved.
All these things shall be dissolved, man. Read on.
What manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
Say, man, what manner of person are you going to be? That's good for you. I'm glad you can read. We're exhorting brothers and persuading brothers to get this thing right. Becca said he didn't want to see the day. Jeremiah said he didn't want me to see the day. Isaiah said that it was going to be a day. Or was that Isaiah? Job said it was going to be a day that he wanted to rest until a certain time afterwards, right? Let us know that it was going to be mighty men in that day crying, man, with tears, man. Mighty men. We exhort brothers to get yourself together right now, man. What manner of man ought you going to be, man? You going to keep playing games? You going to keep on not trying to feed your spirit and not trying to shake off the world and the devils and the lust and the pork and the swine and the Sabbath? You going to keep trying to play with the Most High God? until the day of destruction come, what man aren't you going to be, man? Go back to 1 Thessalonians. Chapter 5, verse 2.
This book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child.
It says sudden destruction come as travail as a woman with child. That woman don't know when them pains come, when the contractions gonna start eating, right? She don't know when that water gonna break. She might have an inkling idea, just like us. The Most High God feeds us with small pieces to let us know the end times. That lets us know what situation we in. We go to Revelation and read about the 5th and the 6th seal. We know what that's going into, right? We know that's around the times that things are gonna start coming to pass and getting ready for the day of destruction. But nobody knows the exact time. A woman in her pregnancy knows what month she's in, so she knows that. Guess what? My water might break any day now. Might be a week or two, but she knows that's coming. But she don't know exactly when. And that's the same way with us. Nobody knows the exact day of that thing, man. We know.
And they shall not escape.
And you won't escape that day, man, because you don't know the day of the Lord, man. And like I said, ain't no more trying. Ain't no trial period after that. Judges 5 and 11 starts right now. If you haven't known the Lord, that's what they always say. Do you know your Lord? Do you know the person saved? If you haven't known your person saved, you better get to know him right now. And knowing him is doing what he asked you to do, man. Right? Because ain't no time to play after this, man. When ain't nowhere to hide. When judgment comes for you, hey, for real, for all you rappers. Like you said, that bone, what you gonna do when ain't know what? What you gonna do when ain't nowhere to run, man? Because this gonna come at you, right? It's gonna come, man. Judgment is coming for each and every individual in this world, man. And nobody can reverse that. Nobody can stop the judgment that's gonna come to each individual, man. Not you, not your parents, not your father, not your children. Everybody's gonna get their individual judgment, man. And you can't stop it. You better get right now, man. Read on.
Verse 4. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness.
We are all children of the light, right? People try to pull this, told you ain't number 12 days. Get the chill out, man. Let's go to Revelation 3 and 3. We are all children of the light, man. What is that light, Courtney?
Cool.
What is that light?
Proverbs 6:23.
Proverbs 6:23. We woke up here. I'll praise. I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying? At least you got the answer right. Wake up and get this class.
Thanks.
I'll praise. You hear me?
I hear you. I was reading.
So we know that he said we are children of the light, right? And the children of the day. We are not of night nor of darkness. Because what is night and darkness going into? Night and darkness is going into sin, man. If you're in darkness, you don't know what the hell is going on, man. Because the light can't comprehend what? The dark. When it says that, what does it get the understanding of? The light, which is Proverbs 6:23, which is the laws, can't comprehend the darkness, which is sin, right? They can't add up together. They won't go together. You can't add or subtract these two. You can't. It's either one or one. You can't put them together in no way, form, fashion, right? Read Revelation 3 and 3.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 3. Remember, therefore, how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee.
So we already see that the Most High let us know I will come as a thief. But he said, remember how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast, man. Stay strong in your walk, Israel. Don't let this thing go, man. Because you've been in here 5-10 years, man. You think you can slip up? No, that means we got to go harder and harder, man, right? If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come to you as a thief. So basically, those that are watching have an idea when the Most High is coming. How are you watching? You watching by keeping the commandments, by reading the scriptures, getting the understanding, man. Breaking down the parables, right? This is how we watch. Sluggy, this is how we watch it. Go back to 1 Thessalonians, man.
It's the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 5. You are all the children of light.
Proverbs 6:23, you are all children of the light. It's supposed to be keeping the commandments, man. Right? Read out Proverbs 6:23. Read.
And the children of the day.
Uh-huh.
We are not of the night.
We are not of that wicked, man, like Cain. Right? We don't have that spirit on us. We are not like the wicked, like the heathen, man. We are all supposed to be children of the day, which are keeping the commandments, right? Read out.
Nor of darkness.
Because they don't comprehend. Good and evil are set against each other, man. Let's get that right quick. Sirach, man. Sirach 33 and 14.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 33, verse 14.
Bring it out.
Good is set against evil, and life against death.
So light and death, and light and darkness are not together. Good is the light, evil is the darkness, right? They are set against each other, man. Light can't comprehend dark. The laws can't comprehend sin, man. Right? You got to be either doing one or the other. That's why the Most High said in Revelation, don't be what? Lukewarm. Because he can't understand it. I can't get down with that. I don't like my people lukewarm. That's what the Most High said. Like the birds tell the porridge. I don't like my porridge cold. You need to be on one side, man. Read that again.
Verse 14 from the top. Good is set against evil, and life against death.
Read on.
So is the godly against the sinner.
So is the light against the darkness. Good is set against evil. So is the godly against the sinner. Read on.
And the sinner against the godly.
And vice versa, man. They don't mix. Light and darkness don't mix. They don't comprehend one another. Read on.
So look upon all the works of the Most High.
Look upon all the works of the Most High. Read on.
And there are two and two, one against another.
And he made it like that. All of the works. 2 and 2, one against another, man. Right? Let's go back, man. Yo, bring it out. What you got?
6 and 14.
Let's go. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14.
Bring it out.
Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers.
What? Read that again, man.
Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers.
Break that down, huh?
So it's basically saying like brothers that and sisters that don't believe, you won't be equally yoked, basically. Man. So like if they want to do all these type of sins or whatnot, you ain't gonna bear witness with it. So you have to separate yourself.
That's right. That's right. So because the light don't comprehend the darkness, don't be unequally yoked. Read on.
For what fellowship had righteousness with unrighteousness?
Read that again. For
what fellowship had righteousness with unrighteousness?
What fellowship has righteousness with unrighteousness, man? What fellowship has the light with the dark, man? What fellowship has good with evil, man? Like they always say, watch the company you keep, right? If you're a good person, good meaning what? Romans 7:12, keeping the commandments, why was you still kicking with brothers and sisters out here breaking the commandments each and every day, man? Why are we still kicking with brothers that got pride on them, that want to be seen or heard and want to be, you know what I'm saying? I can't do it. You can't do it. The Bible is enough. Watch the company you keep. Romans 6:17 is watching the company you keep and avoid them, man, right? Read on.
And what communion had light with darkness?
Read that again.
And what communion had light with darkness?
It's a great precept about what communion had light with darkness, man. What communion has light with darkness, saying the same thing, man. Did I have that right there? I don't think I did, man. I'll put that on mine too. That's a great precept, man. Praise you already know it should. Let's go back to Thessalonians. Great precept, right?
This book
What,
of
5 or 6? You can read 6, 5 or 6. Yeah.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 6. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others.
Read that again.
Therefore, let us not sleep as do others.
Don't sleep like the others, Israel. Brothers and sisters don't want to wake up to the truth. Brothers playing with they grace each and every day. Brothers playing with their soul like it ain't nothing. Right? Don't sleep like them, man. Well, if you are woke, don't fall back into sleep, man. If you come into this truth, this is what you're gonna do until you die, man. I'm down for a ride or die, man. But we know when we start dealing with things, the Most High send you a delusion, and the same brother that say, "Yeah, I'm in this till I die," will be the same brother that go into his own doctrine or going to smoking again. So you want to stay in the spirit, keep the word of the Lord on you, keep being a just man, right? A just woman, so that the Most High won't blow out your candle, man, and send you a strong delusion, man. And we seeing brothers 10, 15 years in the truth, bug the hell out, man. Doing things that you never look at, man. Brothers that used to watch on camera, brothers that you used to see teach, man, that taught you some things, right? Knowing that it was the Most High God that taught you, but he taught you through that vessel. Looking at that vessel like, damn, man. That's why I say, remember, let us not sleep as do others. Look at others, brothers and sisters. That's your example. The Most High I always read James 5 and 10. Always. He said, look at the prophets as an example, man, of how you should suffer affliction, man, of the wrong and the right that they've done. Look at your neighbor, man, as the example, man. Brothers done fell out this truth that were mighty men, man. Right? That's the example we have, man. Read that again.
Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober.
Read on.
For they that sleep,
let us watch and be what?
Be sober.
Come on, man. We got to touch that, man. You already know. 1 Peter 5:9. We ain't got to get it, but just make sure you write that down, man. The Bible commands us to be sober. No, you can't smoke weed, brothers and sisters. Don't want to hear it, man. Stop it, man. Oh, it comes from the earth. Stop it, man. You are not sober or in your sober mind when you are doing these things, man. No, you cannot drink to get drunk, man. You are not on watch. The Bible said watch. We just read in Revelation 3:3. He said, if you don't watch, I'm going to come at you as a thief in the night. Just when you put your guard down and smoke that extra, that blunt. Just when you put your guard down and smoke that, and drink that extra shot, right? And get drunk. Now you're not watching. Now the devil can easily infiltrate you, man. Stop playing the games, brothers. I know too many brothers that's in this truth. I done seen too many people come up to me talking about it. Yeah, I got a friend in the truth, man. They be wearing the things you wear. They be smoking like a mud. I was like, look, man, they can't do that, man. They got to stop. Like I said, if I got to stop, your ass got to stop. That's how the Most High made the laws, though, right? See, that's the world. That's the world. The police say you can't run a stop sign on the red light. What the police do? Run the damn stop sign on the red light. Police say you got to put your blink on to get over left and right every time you get over. What the police do? Don't put their damn blink on for nothing. The scribes and the Pharisees, man. But the Most High law is for Israel, everybody. Like Jerubbaal say, lottie-dottie, everybody, man. That's what's so great about the Most High laws. Negro, if I can't do it, you can't either. So we all just avoid, right? That make it better for us. Oh, because you up in stature, you get to smoke weed, and I can't. Hell no, it ain't working like that. The Most High ain't did it to us like that, man. We all have to keep the same law, statutes, and commandments, brother. Can't be unsober, man. Read on now.
Verse 7. For they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night.
Drunk in them sins, man. They sleep when they in their sin. That's when you sleep. When you start drinking too much, start smoking, you start doing everything in the night, man. We know what the freaks come out at night, man. That's when a lot of things happen and occur in Israel too, man. Read on.
Verse 8. But let us who are of the day be sober.
Be what?
Be sober.
Say it again, Israel. Read on.
Putting on the breastplate of faith and love.
Faith and love, man. They go hand in hand, man. Faith and love. Faith is you keeping the commandments. Love is you keeping the commandments. Faith in Hamashiach Yahweh coming back, man. Faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem sending Hamashiach Yahushua back, right? Faith and love, hand in hand. Read on.
And for an helmet, the hope of salvation.
And for what?
And for an helmet, the hope of salvation.
Because what precept y'all brothers think about, man?
Isaiah 45.
A helmet. What does a helmet do? Put on the whole armor, right? Put on the whole armor. The breastplate, that covers your chest. The helmet covers your head, right? Ephesians, man, they did 11.
600.
I think we started at 11. Go get there right quick, man. Well, I want to start at, yeah, we'll start at 11. I want to go to 5 too, but that thing tough. Matter of fact, read Ephesians 5 and 11. I just saw that. Then we're going to go over to Ephesians 6 and 11, man.
This book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness.
What we've been reading in Thessalonians about the light and the dark, right? Have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, man. Brothers and sisters in sin, man, you can't kick it with them like you used to. No. I don't kirk a sister in the truth. Hell no. If sister sinning, no. You got to back away from sister. You got to let brothers and sisters know what they doing was wrong. Right? You got to try to help a brother and sister out, give them that exhortation, that encouragement. But now I said, don't have no fellowship with unfruitful works of darkness. When brothers and sisters doing these unfruitful works, they don't benefit you in the kingdom. Everything about it, brothers and sisters, every work that is done in front of you, it either helps your spirit or it hinders your spirit, right? Don't be around people that hinder your spirit, man. If it ain't helping you get to the kingdom, man, going on, man. I seen my partner the other day. He said, "Damn, bro, we had the 304 picnic, man. You know what I'm saying? You from the hood, bro. Why you didn't come to the picnic?" I said, "Bro, I don't do that no more, man. Y'all from the hood. I still stay in the hood. Come pull up on me and holler at me. Let's get read this Bible. Now I ain't going to the block party. Negroes out here, everybody got guns. These youngsters are out of their mind right now. We already know. Isaiah, I can pull a precept for each thing. Isaiah 3 and 5, Isaiah 3 and 12. You know what I'm saying? Now I ain't coming to that thing, man. One wrong word said in there. Here you go. Shots fired. Oh, the killing last night. I'm not dealing with that, man. Those are unfruitful works of darkness that I can't keep dealing with, man. I can't set myself up for that, right? Read that again.
Verse 11 from the top. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness.
But what?
But rather reprove
But
them.
rather do what?
Reprove them.
But rather reprove them. Hey, tell them, let them know. Not on duty. Not on duty. Not my cup of tea. Brother, you know you can't do this, brother. You know you can't do this, brother. You can't do that. Reprove them. Right? Correct them. That's a form of correction. Reproving is a form of correction. We had a class in that. Now read 6 and 11 Ephesians.
This book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 11. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
That's why I said put on the whole armor, not partial. Because when you got partial armor, you easily infiltrate where you don't have armor at. That's why we read in Thessalonians said put on the breastplate, right? Drop down to 14. Read that.
Verse 14. Stand therefore, having your loins girded up.
Have your loins girded up.
About with truth.
About with truth. What else?
And having on the breastplate of righteousness.
And having on the breastplate of righteousness, man. When we say girded up, your loins girded up, the Bible shows you what girded up, and you need to have girded up in what? In truth. You don't physically got to go get no helmet, man. You know what I'm saying? Put a helmet on. Yeah, man, I'm ready. Put the breast. Yeah, I got my breastplate. Put my gun. Yeah, I'm ready, man. You don't physically got to do that, man. You don't have to do that now. Hold on, man. I got a new phone here. This thing tripping like you. What's wrong with you, man? Stop playing. It don't physically mean to have your loins girded. It tells you how your loins girded with truth. The breastplate of what? Righteousness. The laws. The helmet. Getting your mind right. Putting these laws into your mind. Reading, studying. Right? Performance. The performance of the law. Right? Read on.
And your feet shod with the preparation.
Preparation.
Okay, preparation.
Provide propitiation now.
Of the gospel of peace.
Yeah, I got the word right. I know you do. Of the gospel of peace. What is the gospel, man? It's the good news to Israel that we have what? A chance to repent and get to the kingdom. Isaiah 61. Read that down once again. Luke 4:17 and 18, man. That is the gospel, man, right? So it said have your loins girded, your chest girded, your feet girded, right? These are all words that you need to be girded with. Truth, right? Righteousness, right? Peace. What are these words going to? What are these words going to? The fruits of the spirit, man. Galatians 5:22. We need to be girded with the fruits of the spirit, man. Right? I'm at work, man. I deal with these children, these parents and these children dropping their children off at these schools. Man, these parents be tripping, man. I can't go that way now, man. What the hell you mean I can't go that way? You gonna let my man, you can't go that way. I called a lady hypocrite the other day. I said, when your child do something wrong, you go chastise them, right? You go whoop them. You told them not to do it and they did. And you whoop them. So you got laws to follow and rules to follow. And now you're not showing your children the way to go, right? That's a hypocrite, man. Well, I gotta stay with the fruits of the spirit in this job, man. Because they will, boy, I'm telling you, y'all don't know, man. These parents are unruly, man. They are. Well, read on.
Above all, taking the shield of faith.
Taking the what is above all?
Above all, taking the shield of faith.
The shield. So now you got your feet girded, right? You got your loins girded in truth. You got your breastplate on in righteousness. What we had in peace? Your feet girded in peace. And now you got your shield, right? In faith, man. It's like, thank God. Had to look in faith. Come on, man. These are all the fruits of the spirit you gotta have. Most importantly, man, that shield is not gonna it's gonna block you from your feet, from your leg, even if something did try to infiltrate you. That faith is what you gotta have, man. Such the things hoped for but not seen. We haven't seen a Mashaki house shot. But we have faith to know that the Most High God is going to bring them back for us, man, and get us out of this captivity. We haven't seen the days of us being on top. But we have faith to know that if we just stay true in our walk and do it to the end, man, that's that shield that we have, man. Read on. That's great, man. We got to keep going on this.
Wherewith he shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
And that's how you're going to be able to not be infiltrated of the fiery darts of the wicked, man. Right? The shield, the feet girded, the loins, the breastplate, the helmet, all that, man. Read on.
And take the helmet of salvation.
Man. Woo, man. This is great, man. Take the helmet of salvation, man. I ain't even had this, but this is going one and the same one. This is great, man. I'll praise to the Most High God for bringing the scripture out tonight, man. And take the helmet of salvation, read on.
And the sword of the spirit.
And the sword of the spirit, man. We know salvation is only for Israel, man. We know that the spirit, man, we got to stay in the spirit with the Most High God, man. We need that spirit inside of us, man, because the spirit is warned against what? The flesh, man. The flesh is weak. How do you strengthen your spirit? Reading the Bible, studying, performing the law. See, it's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to do it. The performance of the law. I gotta find that. What is that, man? This is a while, man. I didn't write that thing down, man. The performance of the law. Read on now. Read 17 again.
Verse 17 from the top. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the spirit, which is the word of God.
Which is the word of God, man. Read on.
Praying always with all prayer.
Praying always. We just read that, man. Right? Praying always what?
And supplication in the spirit.
And
watching thereunto with all preservation.
Perseverance.
Perseverance.
To all perseverance, man. Right? Watching, man. Read on.
And supplication for all saints.
Read on.
And for me, that utterance may be given unto me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mysteries of the gospel.
Let's go to Sirach, man. I know it's in Sirach, man. 19 to 20. I'm right there. I'll praise you, brother. Come on, man. That's why y'all in here too, man. Sharpen iron, man. Come on, sharpen me up, iron. I'm a little dull right now, man. Sharpen the point, bro. I was right there too. I'll praise though. Sirach 19 and 20, man.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 19, verse 20.
Uh-huh.
The fear of the Lord is all wisdom.
Read on.
And in all wisdom is the performance of the law.
So if you have any kind of wisdom or knowledge of this Bible, it comes with doing the law. What's the precept, man? Well known precept report. Doing the law. Wisdom is a performance of the law. We in Psalms. Come on. Know y'all know this one. If you got that, you gotta have this.
Psalm 19 and 7.
Nah. 111 and 10.
Oh, yeah.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, a good understanding of all they that do his commandments. Man. Please put that precept out there if you don't got it. But I got to write mine down on the performance of the law. I got it. But man, this is how you get wisdom. This is what helps you in your walk. Not only talking about it, but actually doing it. Like I said, that's the scribes and the Pharisees all over, man. Somebody telling you do this, and do this. And then when you see them in the same situation, they not doing this and doing this and doing this. Come on, man. Yeah, right, man. Bro, stop talking to me, man. You ain't doing it. So I told that parent, you can't tell your children I want to have them to do things that they ought to do, but then when it's time for you to do things you ought to do, you won't do them. That's a hypocrite, man. So by wisdom and knowledge is the performance of the law. I gotta make sure I meditate on that and remember that because I love that precept, man. Slip away sometime, man. That Ephesians was tough, man. For real it was. Let's go back to Thessalonians, man. We'll start at 8 and 9. Yeah, put on 3:8 again, man. That was a great breakdown right there with that, man. So make sure y'all put Ephesians 6 and 11 on down with Thessalonians, man.
This book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 8. But let us, who are of the day, be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith.
The breastplate of faith, read on.
And love. And helmet.
And the love for and helmet, read on.
The hope of salvation.
The hope of salvation. Like we said, we get to understand exactly what they're going into when you go to Ephesians, right? Read on.
For God had not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord, Yahweh.
So he haven't appointed us to wrath, but he wants every one of us to gain salvation. But you're going to have to gain salvation with your work, with your hands, right? Read on.
Who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with him.
See, verse 10, I get a lot of Christians and people think that whether we die, whether we wake or sleep, we don't got to wake up to this truth. No, 9 is giving you the point. He appointed to you, for God had not appointed us to wrath, right? But to obtain salvation. He wants us to obtain salvation. But it's up to you, whether you wake or you sleep, what? We should live together with him. It's up to you, whether you want to stay asleep and not get ready for this day of wrath, or if you want to wake up, man, and try to gird up your loins with what? The breastplate, right? Gird up your loins with the truth. Gird up your feet with the peace, man, right? It's up to you, man. You can't never say, well, I didn't get the opportunity or the chance because you did. Brothers and sisters be on YouTube all day. How many times did they pass by the Israelites? As soon as they pass by the Israelites, what they do? They hit that thing the hardest they ever hit. I don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? No, you gotta do is slide it. Boy, you slide into the left, I'll get out of here. Not by me. If you had a flip phone, boy, every time they see this like that, flip it, get out of my phone. You know what I'm saying? But it's the opportunity that we have to gain salvation. He wished that we would gain salvation, but it's up to you. Read on.
Wherefore, comfort yourselves together and edify one another.
Read that again.
Wherefore, comfort yourselves together and edify one another.
Comfort yourselves together and edify one another. Anybody think a precept, comfort yourselves together? It's saying the same thing except for one word. Comfort yourself together and together. What precept we got? Let's go to Zephaniah 2:1. Brothers, I ain't gonna have me. Gonna have me. I know that. Gonna have me having to wait 99 minutes, man. Comfort yourself together. Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourself together. Saying the same thing. Wherefore, comfort yourself together and edify one another. That's why it's so crucial and pivotal that you do gather together, man. Because just like we told Ox when he gave me the precept, iron sharpens iron, man. Right? Edify one another, man. Sirach 33:17. We don't only what? Labor for ourselves only, but for all that seek learning, man. This is why we want to gather together, man. Right? You don't got to go get it, but because we're going to Zephaniah. Read on now.
Verse 11 from the top. Wherefore, comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do.
Read on.
And we beseech you, brethren, to know them which labor among you and are over you in the Lord, and admonish you.
It said we beseech you, brethren, to know them which labor among you, man. That's why we give honor to brothers and sisters out here laboring, man, in the truth, man. Brothers who really care about the nation, man. Not to be seen, not to be heard, not to be leaders, but just to make it to the kingdom, man. Give back, man. Right? Give the children a chance of hope, man, that we didn't have, man. That's what it's about, man. Read on.
And to esteem them very highly and love for their works' sake, and be at peace among yourselves.
And to esteem them very highly, man. Right? And love for their work's sake, man. We got to esteem brothers and sisters, man. Going into another word I love, exhorting. We're going to read it. Read on.
Now we exhort you, brothers. Warn them that are unruly.
Read on.
Comfort the feeble-minded. Support the weak.
Read on.
Be patient toward all men.
Be patient toward all men. Like I said, I was at the job today, and the brother that worked at the front gate, I work at the back gate, but the front gate, he came to me, man. I seen it in his eyes, man. He was ready to bust. Hey, man, it was a tough day for me today, man. I wanted to not cover you. That's what he told me. I wanted to not cover you down, man. I said, bro, if I ain't have patience, man, I'll be there with you, man. I said, but I know these people sick, man. I know they hurt, man. Come on, man. I know what they going through, man. Gotta have that patience for brothers and sisters. You gotta exhort them. What we do, we overcome evil with what? With good, man. Man, are you done? Get your lady told me too. You ain't gonna do X to me, nigga. I said, man, you can't park there. I said you can't park there. Right? See, you can't tell me where I can and can't park. Nobody cares because you got on that shirt with them damn fringes on. I know what that shit mean. And she went off on me. I know what that mean. You and your little people, I don't care about what y'all talking about. You go get out of my way. I said, man, please move your car. You got a line of people that you finna stop up traffic. What you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I said, man, I ain't gonna do nothing. I had to laugh at him, man. I said, boy, when the Lord put me in this situation, dude, I'm glad it was me and not one of the other people, man. Who knows what they did, man? How about she spitting on my face, cussing me? I said, man, I ain't gonna do nothing to you. I said, but you gonna go, man. She kept on talking. I said, man, I'm going ahead now. I said, you gonna go. That's you. If you get told over, that's you. But I had to be patient with her, man. But I know that our people are sick, man. Right? The Bible tells us to be patient, man. It says to exhort one another, esteem them very highly in love for the work's sake. We got to esteem brothers and sisters, man, even when they're not acting accordingly to how we know we should be. Because they don't know the damn Bible. They don't know the Galatians 5:22. They don't know the fruits of the Spirit. They don't know the classes that we bring out. They don't know it. Give me Hebrews right quick, man. We're going back. Yeah, you already know we're going back. I already got your number. Well, we got to esteem them very highly in love. Exhort your brethren, man. Right? Warn them that are unruly. Comfort the feeble-minded. Support the weak. Be patient toward all men. Even Esau come at you. Got to be patient, man. I used to go off on Esau as soon as I see him. If y'all notice, teaching, I used to go smack off on Esau as soon as I see one. There go another one with a dog, walking a dog. You know what I'm saying? Now the brothers got to be like, yeah, hit me, bro. I go, what dog? Walking a dog. Like, I ain't worried about it today, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let Esau make it today, man. But we got to even be patient with them, man, because we in their kingdom right now, right? We in their jobs, right? We in their world right now. We know we looking for the world to come, man. I think we got to go there, too. Read that Hebrews 10, 20, 25. We just read that. First Peter 3 and 10. We're looking for the word to come, man.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 25. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is.
Not forsaking the assembly, like it said. In 11, wherefore comfort yourselves together. Zephaniah 2 and 1, gather yourself. Hebrews 10 and 25, not forsaking the gathering together, man. You can't forsake that, man. That is such of a key for Israel to come together with like-minded brothers and sisters, man. Coming together, not arguing, not fighting, not having any kind of disputes, man. But coming together in the love and the peace, man. Esteeming each other, you know.
But exhorting one another.
But doing what?
But exhorting one another.
I love this precept, man. We got to exhort each other, man. Tell the brother you're doing a good job sometime, man. Let a sister know, man, you're doing good, sister, man. I've been seeing you. You've been on fire, brother. You've been good, sister. We got to exhort each other, man. We ain't never did that to each other, man. The best thing we'll do is tell them, boy, them J's kind of clean, bro. And then what? Plot on how we gonna take them from them. We got to exhort each other, man, in the love of the Most High God, man. With the scriptures, man, with the laws, man. Even when brothers and sisters not in the law, right? Not in the truth. When they do something that is truth worthy or law worthy, we gotta exhort them on that. Now I can't eat that pork. Brother ain't got no friends on. Say, brother, I'm with you on that, man. You know what I'm saying? I give you exhortation on that because we ain't supposed to eat no pork. Yeah, I don't eat that pork. All right, brother, but you know what? You got more to do than that. But we exhort them on that, man. And what? And so much the more. Read that.
And so much the more.
And so much the more, man. There's so much more we could be doing for our fellow brothers and sisters and neighbors, man, that we don't do, that we could do, man. Right? Best friends or not, buds or not, companions or not, wives and husbands or not, man. Exhortation, man, we know.
As you see the day approaching.
As you see the day approaching, that day of wrath, man, it's going to be approaching, right? Let's go to 2 Peter 3 and 10 right quick. We just read that. I want to go back to something. Like I said, we're looking for better days, man. We're not worried about this kingdom right now. We're looking for better days, man. Read 3 and 13.
This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise.
According to his promise, do what?
Look for new heavens and a new earth.
Man, we're looking for a new heaven and new earth, man. We're not really coping on this world right now. We know this world is just a ticking time bomb, right? We're looking for a new heaven and new earth, man. Read on.
Wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Wherein dwelleth righteousness, man. We ain't looking back no more, brothers and sisters. We pressing forward toward the mark, man. That's that Philippians. I got that Philippians right there too, 3 and 13. We're pressing forward toward the mark, Salaki. That's what we're looking for, man. New heaven, new earth, man. We can't get there until what? Till this old thing go away, right? So we waiting on that day. We waiting patiently though. Because I know, brothers and sisters, we still got some work we got to do right. That's why we want to die daily, like Paul said, man, right? Go back to Thessalonians right quick. Read 14. I'm going into something else before I go.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 14. Now we exhort you, brothers, warn them that are unruly. Comfort the feeble-minded.
Comfort the feeble-minded, what else?
Support the weak. Be patient toward all men.
Be patient toward all men. Read on.
See that none render evil for evil.
See that none render evil for evil. Just because somebody do something wrong to you, are you going to do something wrong back to him? Nah. Just because your husband kind of cuss you out, you going to cuss your husband back out? No. You can't do that. Who going to stand up in the spirit, man? Who going to show the other one how to? All right, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how to stay in the spirit. You want to call me a H.A. Nick? All right. I ain't going to call you that. You got it, man. I still love you, man. Right? Because we can't render evil for evil, man. Go to Zephaniah 2, man. We're going to get there a little bit, read a little bit of that before we get out of here. Yeah. Zephaniah 2, let's start at 1. We'll read a little bit of that, get up out of here, man.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1.
Bring it out.
Gather yourselves together.
We just been reading that, man. God, this is a law, brothers and sisters. And this is going to be the law for the night. Because brothers and sisters think they can do this thing alone, man. They think they can be Israelites individually, man. You can't do that, man. What's the point of this scripture, man? Read on.
Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
O nation not desired. Read on.
Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass, at the child, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you.
Before this damn wrath comes, brothers and sisters, we better start gathering together, man. And start enjoying each other's company, man. Feast days, high holy days, just days, Sabbath days, Mondays. We better start coming together, man. Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, all them days, man. We better start coming together, man, getting this thing right before the day of the Lord comes, man. Read on.
Before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you.
His what?
The Lord's anger come upon you.
Not the Lord's hugs and kisses, but the Lord's anger. Read on.
Seek ye the Lord.
Who should we seek?
Seek ye the Lord. All ye meek of the earth.
All ye meek of the earth. Read on.
Which shall wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness.
Seek what?
Seek righteousness.
Seek righteousness. What is righteousness?
Deuteronomy
6:25 Deuteronomy, which is the law. Seek the law, Israel. Read on.
Seek meekness.
Seek what?
Seek meekness.
Read on.
It may be ye. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
Seek meekness and righteousness that you may be hid in the Lord's anger, man, in that day. Right? Like you said, Psalm 91, you only want to see the terror fly by. You don't want to have the terror come to you and your household. Right? But it says, seek ye the Lord, all ye meek. Who is the meek, man? Go to Psalm 149 and 4. Get a few precepts out of this and we'll get out of here. Psalm 149 and 4. Who is the meek, man? Seek the Lord, the meek. Everybody? The meek, everybody? Let's see.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 149, verse 4.
Bring it out.
For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people.
The Lord taking pleasure in his people. We know everybody is not his people. He made everybody, but did he come save everybody out of the Exodus? Did he come and tell Pharaoh to let all people go? Because all people weren't in captivity like that, or was not going to go into it and endure a generation on top of generation of captivities, man. The Lord said, let my people go. He said, the Lord taking pleasure in his people, man. Read on. That is Israel, right? Read on.
He will beautify the meek with salvation.
He will beautify the meek with salvation. And brothers and sisters try to combat that, but they can't. Because even Christians know that the Lord chosen people is Israel. And they'll try to say, oh, they was. They didn't do the law, so he brought it now. Stop playing. You can't find that nowhere. If you read Galatians, and Ephesians, you're reading it wrong. That's because you don't have an understanding of the Old Testament. Right? So the meek is his people, man, right? Let's get another one, man. Let's go back. Read Zephaniah 2 and 3 again.
This book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 3. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which shall wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
That you might be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. Read on.
For Gaza shall be forsaken. And Ashkelon a desolation. They shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up.
It said, for Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation. They shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up. Read on.
Woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast, the nation of the Cherethies. The word of the Lord is against you. O Canaan.
Oh, who?
O Canaan.
Read on.
The land of the Philistines.
Uh-huh.
I will even destroy thee, that there shall be no inhabitant.
Now we know that Zephaniah was in the Assyrian captivity. And when you go into Gaza, Ashkelon, Ashdod, Ekron, these are going into, it's called the Philistine Pentapolis. It was 5 cities. It was 5 Confederate cities around the land of Canaan. As we know, Israel's land was in Canaan, right? We know that the Philistine Pentapolis was right on the west coast of our land in Canaan. So it bordered the Mediterranean Sea. And like I said, this is after going into the Assyrian captivity after that. But we know that these were 5 Confederate cities. When you get into Gaza, Ekron, that's when he said, woe unto that's why in verse 5 we say, woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast. Because that's where these 5 cities lay, around the Mediterranean Sea. So you know that the land of Israel was right, it borders the Mediterranean Sea, right? Read 5 again.
Verse 5 from the top. Woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast, the nation of the Cherethites. The word of the Lord is against you. O Canaan.
O Canaan. Who were the Canaanites? The land of Canaan, who would that belong? Who would that at first belong to? Africa. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. Canaanites, we know the Canaanites were the Africans, man. Come on, we gotta know that, right? You gotta know who your enemies is now. Go read Psalms 83:1. By every name that they put, you should put who they are. I did that myself. Every name that they name in in Psalms 83:1, I put the names of the people that they are today. Right? Read on.
The land of the Philistines.
Because the Philistines were who? Huh? If Canaan was the Africans, then the Philistines were who? They were Africans too. They was thinking Africans too. Read on.
I will even destroy thee. That there shall be no inhabitant.
So he was letting them know that I'm going to destroy Canaan. I'm going to destroy the Philistines that dwelt in the land of Canaan. All y'all going to be destroyed, right? Read up.
And the sea coast shall be dwellings and cottages for shepherds and folds for flocks.
Read on.
And the coast shall be for the remnant of the house of Judah.
Read that again.
And the coast shall be for the remnant of the house of Judah.
Is that the house of everybody?
Of the house of Judah.
The remnant should be of the coast of the house of Judah, man. Right? Like we said, we got to remember this is going to around Assyrian captivity. Right? So it wasn't we still hadn't been brought back together, right? Read on.
They shall feed thereupon. In the houses of Ashkelon shall they lie down in the evening, for the Lord their God shall visit them and turn away their captivity.
Well, where you at? Read 7 again.
Verse 7 from the top. And the coast shall be for the remnant of the house of Judah. They shall feed thereupon. In the house of Ashkelon shall they lie down in the evening, for the Lord their God shall visit them.
The Lord who God?
Their God shall visit them and turn away their captivity.
And turn away their captivity. Now we know that scriptures can be twofold, right? Now we're going into the Assyrian captivity, turning us away from the Assyrian captivity. But in this instance, we're talking about what the day of wrath, right? We're talking about that great day. It's going to be the same thing. It says the Lord their God shall visit them and turn away their captivity, right? Let's go to Genesis right quick, 45. Genesis chapter 45, verse 7.
This book of Genesis chapter 45, verse 7. And God sent me before you to preserve you. Posterity in the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance.
Now this is Joseph. We're going back into Joseph revealing himself to his brothers, right? They hadn't seen Joseph in a while. But Pharaoh gave him all his land. It happened for a certain reason, of the Most High God's reason, right? And he said, Joseph said, and God sent me before you to preserve you and posterity in the earth, man, right? And to save your lives by a great deliverance. And bringing it up to today's time, who is going to be this in this end? This is Joseph back then, right? But who is going to be bringing it to the day of wrath? That's going to deliver us with a great, save our lives with a great deliverance. Christ, our praise. Right? Just getting a little understanding on that. And God sent me before you. So God sent Moses, God sent Joseph, Aaron. He sent all of the prophets, right? But like we said, scripture are twofold. One, to this day, when the Most High sent Christ back, he's going to be that one delivering us this time, right? Just to show you a little a precept you can use for the deliverance and showing how that's going to be Christ now, right? Read verse 8, Zephaniah 2 and 8.
This book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 8. I have heard the reproach of Moab and the revilings of the children of Ammon, whereby they have reproached my people and magnified themselves against their border.
Because I'm gonna tell y'all, in this time frame, David was conquering. Then this is around the time frame David had conquered down to everybody, right? So he had conquered the land of Moab and Ammon, right? Which is all in the same area. So God is saying, he said, I heard the reproach of y'all. Y'all mad. David done came and took over you, right? Y'all thinking y'all gonna come back and get on top, right? Read this again.
Verse 8 from the top. I have heard the reproach of Moab and the revilings of the children of Ammon, whereby they have reproached my people and magnified themselves against their border.
Against their border. Because if you see the land of Israel, you know that Moab, Ammon, they bordered Israel. Also, who at the bottom? Edom. They were all borders of our land, right? Read on.
Therefore, as I live, said the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, surely Moab shall be as Sodom.
The God of Israel, man. Moab, I don't know what God y'all serve, but the God of Israel said that Moab will be like Sodom. Ain't no Moabites going into the kingdom. We know Deuteronomy 23 and 2 and 3 let us know that, man. Right? Read on.
And the children of Ammon as Gomorrah.
So what did he do to Sodom and Gomorrah? He burnt it down. He gonna burn their ass down too, right? Read on.
Even the breeding of nettles and salt pits and a perpetual desolation.
Read on.
The residue of my people shall spoil them.
The residue of the people. You always see this word in Zephaniah. The residue. What is residue? The remaining. Not everybody. People love to say all Israel gonna make it. But we showing that the residue of Israel, right? It's always the residue, or like my shirt say, remnant, right? You got a shirt that say only a remnant. We're gonna read that right. I know you see it, I'll praise it. But first of all, it said Moab shall be as Sodom and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah, even the breeding of nettles. That breeding of nettles is going into like pollen, y'all, and flowers. Pollen gets in the air, and then it goes into another plant, and it's like breeding. It's like helping them making that next flower grow, right? So even the breeding that Moab and them tried to do on our coast, trying to what? The wives that Solomon had. I know he had some Ammonite wives and Moabite wives, right? And all these wives that we had married, man, of the strange nation. He said, even the breeding of nettles, man, even them thinking that because they slept with our people, he said he's still gonna wipe them out. They still gonna be a Sodom and Gomorrah, right? They're gonna be found out. Everyone that's found gonna be what? Thrust through. Read on.
The residue of my people shall spoil them. And the remnant.
And the what?
And the remnant.
Only a remnant, man. And the remnant, read on.
Of my people shall possess them.
And the remnant of my people shall possess them. Read on.
This shall they have for their pride.
For their what?
For their pride.
Because the heathen nations are very prideful, man, right? All the heathen nations are prideful, man. They're over in our land, you know, they selling all this hurt to our women. And you didn't even see Ammon and Moab fighting our women, man. Hitting them with sticks and stuff, man. Jumping them. Come on, man. I can't be around that. They all getting around, man. I'm telling you. Women, men, and baby. I'm hitting them throwing number right hands. All praise to the Father. Right hand. All you can. What they say, make it. Yeah, you get a make it. You get, I tell you, I can't see it, man. Right, read on.
This shall they have for their pride.
For their pride, read on.
Because they have reproached and magnified themselves against the people of the Lord.
And they reproached and magnified themselves, man. What did the woman of that Canaan, the woman of Canaan, what did she do? Why does the Lord hear her? Because she humbled herself, man. But these bastards, man, they have magnified themselves, and they go out to pay, man. The pride that they got, man, Esau and the pride of all these other heathen nations, they go out to pay, man. That's why the Most High said, hear the Canaanite woman's daughter, man. Because she humbled herself. These Negroes, these ain't humbled that one bit, man, at all. Read on.
Verse 11, the Lord will be terrible unto them.
See, that's how you see. The Lord will be terrible unto them. Like we said, terrible and great. Not just them, though. You want to be with them. You want to fight for Ammon and Moab. You want to fight for Esau, right? You want to fight for them because you got a baby by them. You gonna get their issue too. The Lord will be terrible unto them, man. Read on.
For he will famish all the gods of the earth.
No, that's a lowercase g. All the gods of the earth, these baby gods, because the one true God, he's gonna famish all the lowercase gods, man. Right? Read on.
And men shall worship him, every one from his place, even all the isles of the heathen.
And they gonna start worshiping our Lord now. When they see these great and terrible works of the Lord, yeah, oh, Father, yeah, that's the king. He's the king, yeah. We know now. Yeah, why you want to know that then? Right? Y'all prideful, read on.
The Ethiopians also, he shall be slain by my sword.
Like we said, Africans, y'all gonna have a terrible day too, man. Read on.
And he will stretch out his hand against the north and destroy Assyria.
And destroy Assyria, like Assyria. Like we said, this is going into the Syrian captivity, saying we was gonna get out of the Syrian captivity. What captivity we come out? Was gonna come out of the Syrian now? Babylonian, man. So you gotta say it with your chest, man. You got some good guesses going on over there, man. Because he ain't saying with his chest at all. Egypt, Assyrian, Babylonian. Let them know that the Syrian captivity was going to end, right? Like we said, I always say the scriptures are twofold, man. So I'm pulling two folds out of this, but this is basically going into the Syrian captivity, right? Read 13 again.
Verse 13 from the top. And he will stretch out his hand against the north and destroy Assyria.
Read on.
And will make Nineveh a desolation and dry like a wilderness.
Because what was Nineveh? Nineveh's like Jonah was supposed to do the work, right? What was Nineveh? Nineveh was the capital of Assyria, man. That's why he said he's going to destroy Nineveh, man, and make it desolation, right? Read on down.
And flocks shall lie down in the midst of her, all the beasts of the nations, both the cormorant and the bittern shall lodge in the upper lintel of it. Their voice shall sing in the windows. Desolation shall be in the thresholds. For he shall uncover the cedar work.
He shall uncover the cedar work. Man, read on.
This is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly.
Because Esau dwelling carelessly, right? They doing it. They not hiding now. They dwelling carelessly now, right? Read on.
That said in her heart, I am, and there is none beside me. How will she become a desolation, a place for beasts to lie down?
The Syrians were very prideful too, man. They saying this is their rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly. Assyria started dwelling carelessly, right? It said that said in her heart, I am, and there is none beside me. Saying how we gonna get overthrown, right? Matter of fact, I got it. Now I know. Last precept, man. Isaiah 36:16. About this out the other day, man. Yeah, they were prideful, man. They were.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 36, verse 16. Hearken not to Hezekiah, for thus said the king of Assyria.
So the king of Assyria was telling Hezekiah, hey, telling the nation of Israel, don't hearken to Hezekiah. Don't listen to him. Why?
Make an agreement with me by a present and come out to me.
He was telling the children of Israel, make an agreement with me. I'm the king of Assyria, not Hezekiah. Read on.
And eat ye every one of his vines and every one of his fig trees. And drink ye every one the waters of his own system.
So Hezekiah was trying to tell Israel not to deal with Assyria, man. Don't deal with the Assyrians. But the Assyrian was saying, don't listen to them, right? Don't listen to Hezekiah. I'm the king, right? I'm reading.
until I come and take you away to a land like your own land, a land of corn and wine, a land of bread and vineyards.
So just like the devil tried to what? Tempt Christ, right? See all this land I'm gonna give you. That's what the Syrian is saying. Until I bring you into a land like your own, man, with corn and wine, bread and vineyards, reap.
Beware, lest Hezekiah persuade you, saying, the Lord will deliver us. Had any of the gods of the nations delivered his land out of the hand of the king of Assyria?
See how powerful they were? Have any of the gods of your land ever delivered his hand out of the hand of the Assyrian, the king of Assyria? They were prideful, man. He was basically saying, we won't lose, man. We won't be defeated. Don't listen to Hezekiah, man. Right? They were prideful, man. That's why their pride had to be brought down. Right? Let's go back. That's why he said their pride had to be shot down, right? So that's verse 10. This shall they have for their pride, because they have reproached and magnified themselves against the people of the Lord of hosts. They magnify themselves with their pride. That's their pride they have. Read verse 15.
This book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 15. This is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly, that said in her heart, I am, and there is none beside me.
Right, he just said that. Read on.
How is she become a desolation?
And that's what Esau gonna say. How is America gone, man? We built this thing up, all the hard work we put in, the children of Israel put in. Read.
A place for beasts to lie down in. Every one that passeth by her shall hiss and wag his hand.
Everyone that passed by her shall hiss and wag his hand. Bye. Bye-bye, Esau. Bye-bye, heathen nation. That their wrath and destruction is coming, man. We want to get to that day where we can wave at this city, man, and hiss. Our praise to the Father for bringing this out, man, of this captivity, man. Right? We thank brothers and sisters for tuning in tonight. Hope brothers and sisters got some edification, got some precepts, man. That day is going to be a day of wrath, not a day of hugs and kisses, brothers and sisters. We hope we exhorted brothers and sisters and provoke brothers and sisters to love, to want to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, man, to be that great nation that the Most High God earnestly wants us to be, man. Because he said it in the book, only a remnant, man, right? Only a remnant. He also said only what's other word? A residue. Residue and remnant, man. That is the remaining of those that actually put their hands toward the work, man. Those that what? Sirach 19 and 20. Perform the law, man. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for tuning in tonight. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for sending to the GoFundMe and the Cash App. With that money, we went to Houston, had a great time, edifying with the brothers down there, man. We're trying to make another trip to Houston. We're also trying to go up to Memphis to see our brother Yaakov, go through Arkansas. We're just trying to put this work in, brothers and sisters. We thank y'all for putting in that money for the ministry, man, so that the ministry won't be blamed, man. We're going to be so a city near you, hopefully. We always see keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Let's go there where we at. Zephaniah 2 and 1.
This book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation, not desire.
Gather yourselves together, man. Ain't no individualites in this thing, man. Read 2, man.
Verse 2. Before the decree, bring forth.
Before that day of wrath, man. Read out.
Before the day pass, as the child. Before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you.
Before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you. You better gather with somebody, man. Read out.
Before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you.
Before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. We thank you for tuning in, like we said. Hit the subscribe button. Share the truth, brothers and sisters, man. Let's edify the nation. Let's wake up a laden people, man. Right? A hard-headed, stiff-necked people. It ain't going to be easy, man. But it will be with the word of the Lord, man, for those that adhere to it. Our praise to the Most High, Yahweh shall bless. Hallelujah. Shalom, Israel.